Alright guys, it's Pinball Wizard here, and I'll be recording my second Rome Total War commentary battle for the day. This time I'm in command of the Macedonians. I have 4 units of gold companion cavalry, and my general will be moving over there. I have 6 units of, I think they're gold-silver royal pike, and I have 3 units of gold attack Cretan archers. I love them, their range is just fantastic. So my general's right here, and he was deploying really quickly. My opponent is, what's his name, Lord Caletho, and he's in control of the Carthaginians. And right now he's moving up 6 units of Balearic Slingers, and he also has 6 units of Sacred Band, and Sacred Band Hoplites, and he has 6 units of Sacred Band Cavalry, 3 over here, 3 over here. And seeing his army is this large, I'm assuming he didn't have many upgrades, so I'm not going to feel too worried moving up my men and just dealing with his. So immediately I move up my Royal Pike to scare away his slingers, and it works, but he also moves up his Sacred Band Cavalry to back his slingers up. So I just continue firing with them with my archers. And I also move my cavalry up just in case he wants to flank me with his Sacred Band Cav. So he's going to move up his cavalry on both sides. I move my men into phalanx for whatever reason. And right now I'm using flaming arrows against their slingers because they're so close together, and even though flaming arrows lowers down accuracy, I don't really think it'll matter much because they're just that close together. And they'll just get more demoralized by the fire. So right now, very quickly on both sides, he charges into my companion cavalry, and he must not have realized that they're heavily upgraded because his men just rout instantly. I move up my pikemen just in case, and even though he hits me on my flank with his Sacred Band Cav, I still rout all 3, and both of these over here. And being annoyed by his slingers just by their mass quantity, I'm going to turn around my unit of companion cavalry over here, and also this unit of companion cavalry, and I'm going to hit his slingers. But just as I do that, his Sacred Band Cav comes back from routing and tries to hit my companion cavalry in the back, and is successful. And seeing that, I'm going to move up my companion cavalry and hit his flank, but it's a bit too late. I still lose that unit there. And I'm not sure if this unit routes or not, but if it does, it comes back shortly. And now, seeing that their men are in just one big clump, I'm gonna move up my Royal Pikemen anytime now. Come on. Yep, right here. I'm gonna move up my Royal Pikemen because his slingers aren't gonna cause me much trouble now that they're in one big melee circle. And he's playing defensively. His Sacred Bands haven't moved since the start of the battle. Alright, so I let my companion cavalry chase down his Sacred Band Cav as they were routing, which was kind of foolish. But I'm bringing them back slowly, even though they'll lose energy, and I'm going to regroup all my cavalry over here. So that one unit of cavalry that didn't rout managed to rout all of his slingers temporarily, but still, and his cavalry. And I let them hit their pike wall because I assumed they'd be routed. I didn't realize this until about 15 seconds from now that they were still fighting against a phalanx. So I'm going to start moving my men up because I realize that his units are probably very low upgraded, so I don't really feel like there'll be much of a problem for my Royal Pike. So I'm going to move up my entire infantry line and start this infantry battle finally. And I'm also not worried because if I do have any issue, I have 3 units of companion cavalry ready to flank them whenever I need to. My opponent, Lord Caletho, as soon as I joined his game, I mentioned to him that I've only been playing for a week, and he mentioned to me that he's been playing for years, so I immediately got a sense of, oh man, I'm screwed. But, honestly, I guess his experience doesn't match his total time playing. Or I don't know, maybe he just had a bad game here, but he didn't really shine up to the years he claims to have been playing. So here I just rout the last of his slingers before slamming into the backs of his Royal Pike. And I'm eventually going to move up my companion cavalry, all of them, just to do the same for all of that Royal Pike. And here I should have stopped firing my Cretan archer with fire arrows, because honestly, since the fire arrows are so inaccurate, I'm doing just as much damage to myself as them. And you can see here by, yeah, some of these brown bodies like that one, some of these over here are Macedonian. So here I begin my flanking with this unit and 2 more. I'll flank these and eventually these with that cav unit. And his cavalry is in, his general is in one of his phalanx units, which I don't really agree with. I usually don't put my cavalry in my phalanxes because honestly, my phalanxes end up coming out of the battle with the most depleted numbers. So usually I'll just lose them like he just did right there. So instead I put him in my cavalry and I only lose him about half of my battles. So after the general is routed, all of his men will pretty much mass rout. And glad to see my pikemen aren't really depleted much here. My arrows will just pick him off as he runs. He admitted defeat, but right before his men routed, so it was like CPU controlled for the last 10 seconds. So I walk out of there with a heroic victory. Good game to my opponent, Lord Coletho. I had 1,192 kills and 79 to 1 remaining, and he had 423 kills with 99 remaining. And that's that. See you guys later.